Hello everyone, this is FDV vladerag here to bring you another episode of Learn to Play. Today we are going to be looking at the basics of Terran biocomposition versus Protoss. I say it like that because there's many different types of composition, many different ways you want to go about composing your army, but today we're going to look at, if you want to play a bio style and you're playing versus Protoss, how to do it. Now, of course, we will be opening up with the 1 Rax expand. As per usual, there is no opponent in this game, not even the AI, because, heck, I'm just going to show you how we do, or how Terran does. Wow, I can't grammar, apparently. Anyway, everything's going to start according to plan. In our previous videos, we've looked over how do I get an economy, how do I get production, so our final point is, what do I produce? Now, a bio style for Terran usually means Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. Those are going to be our core units, though we will be adding some others on, just as a precaution. Of course, my mouse freezing, as per usual. Everything going according to plan. I sometimes find it amazing I win any games at all with the, amazing frequency at which my mouse freezes in StarCraft. I don't even know why it does it. It just likes to. It's odd. Anyway, I don't know why I chose a 4-player map, a 2v2 map to do this on either. I guess I just sort of wanted to. Whatever, it's all right. No real reason not to choose this map.
I'm going.
I guess, which is High Orbit, in case anybody is wondering. One of my favorite maps for 2v2 in general. Random mouse spamming going on as I wait for my minerals to climb. Get that perfectly positioned and get everything hotkeyed up. Now, I find the beauty of Terran Bio to be that you can just start producing it right off the bat. It's all mostly tier 1 and 1.5 units, with a couple of things added on. So the very first course of action is going to be to get a Marine out, start producing our economy, start getting our barracks down, our supply depots done, the usual things. Now, just for the sake of how you would normally want to play this, I will be throwing a bunker down, because that is normally what you would do, and it is a little disingenuous if I didn't. I mean, it'd be like saying, yeah, don't throw a bunker down because they won't be coming at you with, a couple of units early on, when they totally could be and probably will.
SCV ready.
La la la. Everything going according to plan. Interesting note on this map, you can fit a pylon, supply depot, or whatever in that little corner there, so it can give you vision of those rocks. Useful to know, I think. Get that immediately into an orbital, and we're going to get a reactor. Put a couple more units into our gas, because we will need gas to tech, and tech is going to be very important. Throw down our next barracks. My build might not be entirely optimized for doing this, partially because, again, my mouse is just totally frozen. Wow. Okay, whatever. We can do this from hotkeys. It's alright. That's what hotkeys are for, and my mouse has unfrozen. Yay! Everybody, 3 cheers for my mouse. Alright. So the reactor is important, because we will be making quite a bit of Marines. 2 at a time right now, starting to get our worker count up. Going to sort of preemptively drop down a supply depot here, because I tend to get supply blocked quite easily. It's my curse. I don't know. Want to get immediately a tech lab down there, so we can start getting Marauders.
SCV ready.
Really should be throwing down a couple more barracks, but I am going to hold off on that for just a second to make sure I can get my starport down quickly. Now I'll throw these down, get get my Marauders coming, and that most important of upgrades,
Go ahead.
Stim. Gotta love Stim.
It's your dime.
Best upgrade
Not
since
enough
Warp Gate.
minerals.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can see that we are at 16 workers over there, so we'll begin to rally over in this direction, call down our mules. As per usual, I will admit I am not completely the best at getting my mules called down on time, whatever, whoops.
SCV ready.
I'm not really the best with Chrono Boost, using all my Chrono Boost either, and it's really important. I mean, it's just something I need to work on if I ever want to make it into Platinum League.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we will be getting our medevacs, keeping up our unit production as much as we possibly can, and we're going to begin to discuss what Protoss is going to do versus a bio opponent. Now, the one thing they're going to want is Colossus or High Templar. A High Templar play is possible, but much less common, so we're going to assume right now they are going for a Colossus-style build. Right about this time, they can be getting their first couple of Colossus out. Usually, they'll only be having one or two, I mean, not even two. Having two Colossus at this time would be very impressive. I certainly would not expect it, but it is possible. There are some one base Colossus pushes that can occur that you should be aware of. You mean a simple scan or a simple scout will pretty much show it. It's not really hard to decipher when that's happening. Just because they'll have nothing but zealots, and who goes Dark Templar against Terran? That's just sort of silly, because Terran, like, never cares. Anyway, so since we're assuming that they are getting Colossus, here's where bio changes. Now, before we've just been making Marines and Marauders. We've got our Stim, we've got our +1. Why'd I go for armor? Whoops, that's not right. Our +1 attack on the way. And now we want a way to deal with those Colossus, because they will tear apart our bio. So to add on, we are going to get Vikings. Vikings are very important, very useful. What they're basically going to do is tear the Colossus to shreds, even as our Marines and Marauders will tear the ground units to shreds. A Protoss army cannot stand up to Terran bio. That is just an absolute truth. Terran bio will rip through a Protoss army unless that Protoss army is supported, I speak English, I swear, is supported by an AoE unit. Basically, they're going to need High Templar, and they're going to need Colossus. Now, at this point, there are a couple of ways everything could go. The most common of which is the Protoss opponent is going to go for High Templar. The High Templar basically is a good way to counter our medevacs, counter our drops, and drop storms on our bio, which is going to weaken our ability to kill them. Alternatives, my personal alternative, my favorite alternative, is indeed to go for Void Rays instead and counter the Vikings directly, although I will still get... wow, I cannot speak while I macro. Don't know why that is. Really need to work on that for these tutorials.
I can't build here.
But I like to go for Void Rays to counter the Vikings directly, but I will still get High Templar for Storm. Now, normally you will be going for ship weapons. I will be here. There are situations where you might prefer to go for mech and ship plating, simply because you can also get these Hellbats, which we will be getting now. Why Hellbats, you wonder, in a bio play? Because Hellbats are in fact bio and are healed by medevacs. They are very, very useful for dealing with the zealots of our opponent. They will tank damage for our Marine Marauder, and they will slaughter our opponent's zealots, which are a key function of our opponent's army. Trust me, zealots just rock. They tank for your Colossus, they keep all your enemies back, they're very, very important. So we're going to want a couple of them. We probably don't want really too many, because right now, the next thing is, because our opponent is probably going to go for High Templar, we're going to want to add on Ghosts. Now the reason we're adding on ghosts is for their EMP. EMP is going to be very useful. It's going to help us take out their...
Additional supply depots required.
Okay, apparently some of my buttons do not decide to work today. It always seems to be that in these videos, whenever I'm recording, things just decide not to work. I don't know why that is, except that maybe the internet hates me. But of course we've already established that in our other videos, that indeed the internet does in fact hate me. Anyways, besides that little point there,
Additional supply depots
we do in
required.
fact need supply depots. I probably should remember to build them. I am too busy talking to mention them. Anyways, ghosts. Useful for EMP. EMP of course will take out
Mineral
Protoss
field
shields,
completed.
which is always a good thing. But the real benefit is that EMP will strip
Complete.
High Templar of their ability to use Psionic Storm and feedback. Without those abilities,
Not enough
they're pretty
energy.
much useless. So they'll have no shields, and
Mineral field
they are going to
depleted.
have no energy for EMP and Storm. Wow, just said that twice. Reiteration, I swear that was indeed my intent. We
Upgrade
will want to
complete.
grab Mobius Reactor to increase the starting energy of our ghosts, and Cloaking.
Upgrade
Cloaking,
complete.
you don't really need the nuke. There is no real point to it.
SCV ready.
I did forget some hotkeys here, just because again I'm talking and my mouse has frozen in the most inconvenient position. We will of course try to restore said mouse movement. Nope, it is not going to. Oh, there we go. Ha. Wow, why does that always happen to me? I need to fix this. Anyways, we are starting to reach our maxed army. Everything. Why is that hotkey to 5? That should be hotkey to 5.
Mineral field
We are
depleted.
starting to get precisely the kind of army we want. Everything is going according to plan. Now the reason I am upgrading weapons before armor is because Protoss units already have high defense. We want to be able to pierce that armor. It's very important because if a Protoss has, say, +1 weapon, or +1 armor, and we do not have +1 attack, what's basically going to happen is we're going to do no damage. Those zealots will not die, pretty much to anything we do. We have now reached our maxed army, and this is a... Well, why is that one in there? Get out of there. We have now reached our maxed army, and this is a terrifying army for a Protoss opponent to face. If we lead with our Hellbats, they will tank most of the damage for the rest of our army, and kill a ton of their zealots.
Mineral field
But
depleted.
before we do want it, but when we do go to engage, pretending that there is a Protoss army camped
Upgrade
right here,
complete.
defending
Mineral
this
field
base.
Depleted.
And also pretending we have Cloak because it hasn't finished researching yet. What we would want to do is send this ghost ahead, and we're going to EMP. Send an EMP. We do that, and then we attack in with all the rest of our units. One thing you will note is that the Vikings will, of course, attack the Colossus. The Hellbats will take out the Zealots. And our Marine Marauder will deal most of the damage.
I hear you.
Our Medevacs, of course, providing support, and our Ghosts will tear through all of their High Templar with shield. Other things you can do is use Snipe to just pick off High Templar.
Research complete.
Takes 2 shots to do. Not really much of an issue. That Marine, of course, is a little stronger because it's not stronger, it's not psionic, it doesn't take that extra damage from Snipe. And that is the basics of Terran composition against Protoss. Hope you've all enjoyed. Hope that's helped. And I will also mention that you need the ghosts in a different control group because you will notice that they cover the stim. So, well, alternatively you could hit tab, but it's a lot easier just to say
Mineral field depleted.
that you want them in a separate control group. Where are they?
Mineral
Whatever.
field
Anyways,
depleted.
ghosts, separate control group. Control 1,
Give me the sit rep.
Control 2. So now all my non-ones, or my non-ghost units can just stim like this,
That's
and be all ghostu amazing like that,
Upgrade.
and my
Mineral
ghosts
field
can do
depleted.
this. Also, one other thing to mention, EMP does friendly fire, so take care not to hit your medevacs. Anyways, that's been FDV vladerag, signing off.